I can taste your words. I can taste your I can taste your words. I can taste your I can taste your words. I can taste your I can taste your words. I can taste
I'll give you an update on.
I can taste your words. I can taste your I can taste your words. I can taste your
Whatever. I can't count with my fingers. Hi, streamers. Hi, video creators, entrepreneurs. So good to see you here. I'm just going to hang out because no, the dancing is not doctor approved. Although I will say, I have, what are we in high school, Jim? Are we in high school right now? Oh, no, it didn't work. Hold on. It's just like for post-surgery. No, doctor not approved, but why? It didn't go in the same place as the placeholder. Anyway, I'll have to fix that later. We'll just go to this. We'll go to this camera. This should work out. Hold on. Okay, going back here. What, Jem? Are we in high school? No, middle school, elementary school? Like, did we just revert backwards in social life? I'm picking on ya. I haven't been here but in a bit, but love the new background and border. Thank you very much. Michael, this is the first time I'm using it. So, so a quick update before we get to questions. If you have any questions, definitely post questions in with a queue in front of it. That way it makes its way into my queue so I can see and make sure that I answer all of your questions. Of course, super chats take priority. So if you have something that you're like, Loria, I don't care about your surgery update. I don't care about whatever you're talking about. I just want you to answer my question. You can super chat any amount and it will jump you to the top of the queue. Thank you so much. I'm glad you guys like the glasses. I haven't worn these in quite a long time. So I have a little like, I got these because I wanted to challenge myself because okay, story time. Is story time okay with y'all? You okay with a little story time? I got these a while back and I barely wear them, but so as a kid, I did have to get glasses, right, as a kid, and I wound up, my family was poor. Marcus! Thank you so much. I care about all of the things. Oh, thank you, Marcus. We always have time for stories. Okay, fantastic. Back when I got glasses originally as a kid, obviously, like, kids are mean and everything, right? And so I wound up... Thank you so much, West Coast Chicano, for the super chat. I am very glad I'm doing as well. Oh my God, so you guys. Oh, you guys are rock. I love you so much. We're gonna get to your questions, I promise. Story time, super chat time, because everybody's super chatting right now. Thank you so much, Holly. You rock. Oh, you didn't have to do that. That is so sweet. Thank you so much, guys. I love this community. This is I say it all the time, and I truly mean it, is the best community on the internet. Also, speaking of, because some people mentioned it during the countdown timer, I'm going to get back to story time here in a second. Some people mentioned during the countdown timer, while I was out for surgery and recovering, my team got together and like updated the whole store. So there's new merch, guys. You have been asking for it, and we've been kind of lazily thinking about it. And I guess they got bored while I was out because I wasn't pestering them all the time, and they updated the store. So new merch, you can see that here. We've got well, obviously we have all of the you know, animated emojis and all of the overlays and stuff, but if you scroll down to merch, we now have mugs. I told them I wanted the biggest mugs possible. I think we got a couple big ones in there. And new t-shirts, new hoodies, new hats. So we've got a lot of new stuff on the store if you are so inclined, for those of you who've been wanting them. And anyway, so I've got some on order. Ooh, Dave already ordered some? Wow. Using the new coffee mug. I don't even have a coffee. How did you get the coffee mug before me? Why don't I have a coffee mug already? Oh, you want tank tops? It is summer. Mr. Paul Dixon, can we get some tank tops? Ooh, that would be great. I would love a tank top, actually. I would love a tank top for summer. Yes. Let's do that. Okay. I'm going to questions. Okay. You got your orders. Apparently I've been slacking. I have not, everybody on my team has ordered the stuff. Oh, and Crimson Filter just got your streamer hat a couple weeks ago. Fantastic. Nice. Okay. Anyway, enough about merch. If you have any questions about merch, let me know. If you want something that you don't see in the store, let me know. Okay. So, what was I saying? Story time. So as a kid, my parents were poor. We didn't have money. And so they got the cheapest glasses possible, right? And that's just the way life was. But those glasses were like, they filled my whole face. They like so big, filled my entire face. So, at that time, it wasn't a cool thing to be like. Now glasses are like huge, right? Like bigger than these. But I got these because I've always like hated big glasses, and so I go for the smallest possible. But yeah, I was like, okay, maybe I can like learn to just like get over myself. So anyway, that's why I don't wear these very often, because they come with me staring in the mirror for like 15 minutes convincing myself I don't look like I did when I was a kid. Y'all, I mean, we all have those things, right? I have these. These are, okay, not sitting in front of the mirror. This morning I sat in front of the camera for 15 minutes trying to decide which ones to wear today. I wound up with these because I hadn't done them in a while. Okay. Okay, what was surgery update, super quick. Yes, I'm all good. The doctor really isn't supposed to clear me until next week, but I've been going back to her for like every week since I've gotten out. I had to wind up going back to the ER for last Friday because that's why we didn't stream last Friday. Otherwise, I would have just sat in the chair and streamed. But I wound up at 3 a.m. having to go back into the ER. Didn't post about that on social, but got another CT scan, had some other issues to look at, blah, blah, blah. All's well and good now, but so it's been like 2 weeks since I couldn't hang out with you. So both Fridays I was in the ER. So, but yeah, all good now. I am healing. I'm just kind of still taking it slow. I'm a little like tired and stuff, but yeah. What's fisheye? What are fisheye glasses? Yes, Zenni. I know, right? I think I got these at Zenni, if I remember correctly. I grew up wearing free frames because in junior high, beginning in junior high, then I got to wear the Navy issued birth control frames. That's hilarious, James. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's see. We had some questions. Sunglasses. Do you want, what are we talking about sunglasses for? I don't know. Do you want sunglasses in the store? Like that say stream. Wouldn't that be super cool? Like streamer. Ooh, that would be cool. Okay, I'm all over the place right now. Do you guys have questions? I know that some people have been posting questions. Somebody did ask, oh, I'm way behind on questions apparently. Okay. Somebody asked about the Ecamm series that I had started promoting and the Zoom Mastery. So here's the deal. So we have a live Zoom Mastery class coming up. I'm going to give you the date here in just a second while I pull the calendar up because I don't have it memorized. So we have a 3-video series that's happening on the Ecamm channel. And that was supposed to be like the week after I went in for surgery. So we had to cancel that. Well, not cancel it. We had to delay it. And then we had Zoom Mastery that was supposed to happen this last week. And that didn't happen, obviously. So we did not cancel it. We did have to shift it a little more than we wanted to. And so now it is happening. The Ecamm series is going to be June 12th through the 14th. And so the reason why it had to kind of well, it had to get shifted because a lot of different scheduling things. Michael Hyatt's going to be joining us on the 14th. I know y'all love him and all his geekiness. And so he'll be joining us on the 14th on that final video series on the Ecamm channel. Super excited about that. And then on the 21st, we're going to be doing a live Zoom mastery class. If you want to learn how to get engagement on your Zoom meetings, presentations, webinars, all of that, that Zoom mastery class is amazing. People have fallen in love with Zoom mastery all over again, or Zoom, sorry. Well, even if they never even liked it, they've kind of fallen in love with Zoom because they didn't realize how much Zoom can actually do and how engaging it can be using just the native Zoom tools. And then you can learn to do stuff like this with, call to actions and all kinds of different stuff, and put that into Zoom as well. That's next level stuff. But yeah, so that's happening. I gave you those dates. We are not going to take that away from you. If you want to get registered for Mastery, we're going to drop that link. It is about a month out. It is about a month out now, just because of scheduling, having to reschedule everything post-surgery. So I apologize for that, but life is life and it happens. And I know you all understand. And I just super appreciate nobody getting upset. Like I was expecting to come back to some upset people. And of course, you guys rock as always. Okay. Joanne, you went through the content strategy course. Just ask now. Now is the perfect time to ask. I don't have unless you're an accelerator program, I don't have like a Q&A kind of situation. That's a total DIY course for you. Accelerator program, we do coaching calls and Q&As and all of that. But now is a great time for you to ask whatever questions you have around content growth strategy. Okay. Let's go to questions. Curry, countdown timer or no countdown timer? That's the question. That's not what you said. But I'm improvising. Why do I do it? Great question, actually. And I have a whole video about that on this channel. We are going to find a link, or you could search my channel about countdown timers. Here's the thing. I think we have a couple of videos on this topic, actually. Owen Video and I actually had a big debate on whether to do countdown timers or not. He thinks very differently than I do. And so my kind of like overarching answer to countdown timers or not is, if you're going to use them, they must be engaging. You are going to lose people if it's a static on a live stream on YouTube, Facebook. If you're doing like a whole webinar situation, that's a little bit different. Although I would also say engagement is really important there as well. But you can get by with a longer countdown timer there without too much going on. But if you're doing a YouTube or Facebook live stream, highly recommend not using countdown timers unless you're going to make it interesting to watch and for them to sit through. That's why I dance. That's why I recommend transparent countdown timers where they can get a little like voyeuristic kind of thing going on, and they're just like paying attention to you, watching you kind of get ready for your stream. Maybe you chit chat during it, right? So if I went to this countdown timer and turned the music down, and then I unmuted, right? We could actually, I could chit chat with you throughout the countdown timer, get you ready, get you prepared, right? So there's a lot of different ways that you can do countdown timers, but they're not going to serve you any good if you do not have them engaging in some way or form. Now, that being said, the reason that I do them in the first place is because now this is this is a couple years old information. I haven't done a lot of testing in the recent couple of years, but the time that it takes for you to get a peak number of views is about 20 minutes for a live stream. And that means that if you have your like real good information right up at the front, most people are going to miss that because it takes the algorithms a little bit of time to decide how many notifications to send out, right? So that's kind of like the overarching topic for that. And if you have additional questions on that, Curry, let me know. But we have a couple of videos all about countdown timers, how different ways that you can use them, what you need to include. Lance, is there a particular brand of translucent powder to decrease shine on the forehead that you recommend? Great question, Lance. It's been a very long time since I've been asked about makeup. But yeah, so, okay, good, Lass. I don't know what to call you. What's LAS stand for? Should I call you Lass? Should I call you Curry? Tell me. Okay, so back to makeup. This is not a makeup channel, but we do, I mean, you've got shine, you've got lights, you've got cameras. You got to think about that at times too. So I use Smashbox is what I use. Smashbox is a great brand because it's built for 4K video. It's made for 4K video. And so there are a lot of like typical brands out there. They're just for everyday use and they don't consider the lights and the cameras, right? And so Smashbox is my preferred video brand. There are other options out there as well, but you can also grab, if I knew exactly where these were in my bathroom, I'd go grab them for you real quick, but they're oil absorbing sheets. And so if you get oily, this is for everybody. Oh, okay. Last, thank you. If you get really shiny, like, you know, like I have a T-zone. And so like I get a little shinier here and here. And so those oil absorbing sheets are great if you're going to spend a bit of time on camera. Wherever you get shine, you can just kind of wipe those down and they just absorb all that oil. In my TV days, I just used CoverGirl base powder. So yeah, I mean, you can use anything. I think that since Mike, I think it's been a while since your TV days. Is that correct? If I remember correctly, the whole phenomenon of makeup specifically built for camera is fairly new. I mean, it's probably about 10 years old at this point, but yeah. Can't believe in this age of high tech alive, it doesn't exist. Oh, sorry, you're talking about something else. I'm going to come back to that. Okay. Next question. If you have questions, by the way, if you're new here, by the way, talk to me. Tell me you're new so I can say hi and meet you. Correct. 2002. Okay. Yeah. Cool. So I think you didn't really have any options at that point. If you have questions, post a Q in front of the question to make sure it makes its way into my queue. And if you're bored, if you're anxious, if you got to go, you can always super chat and jump to the top of the queue. Mystic Parks is new. Mystic, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. Tell me something about yourself. What kind of content? I mean, I could probably guess at that name. What kind of content is your channel about? And yeah, do you go live? Do you do recorded video? Talk to me. Translucent powder, yes, absolutely. Okay. If I was doing a really important video, I would consider having a pro do the makeup, somebody who does movies. So let's talk about that before we go on to other questions. Let's talk about makeup a little bit more. I've worked on numerous different types of video projects. I've been on TV a lot, and I would say anything you're doing for your online audience, like, I would encourage you not to hire a makeup artist. Unless it's like you're doing a reel, unless you're trying to do something. I don't know what you say, what you're considering an important video, but I wouldn't do something for your homepage. And maybe for homepage, like photos or like that kind of thing. Yes, you should have like a set of video of photos that are like professionally done. But also a lot of the photos I'm using these days are like more raw. Like, I'm not liking the vibe of the pro done look. And so I'm kind of like removing some of that stuff in my own social use. But also it can kind of go too raw. So there's a little bit of a mix there, depending on what you're trying to accomplish. But again, like if you're trying to do something where you're doing a video for your audience, you don't want you to come off as something that you're not as well, right? So again, it depends on the kind and the use case and all of that. But I've worked with a ton of makeup artists. They do know how to, a good one knows how to make you look natural. And at the same time, even that natural look can feel very much done, right? Just because, yeah. I've never told her, I'm not pre-reading this. Oh boy. When Larry has pro makeup, she doesn't quite look like herself. What's she saying? Yeah, exactly. So I was like, what have you done? No, I don't look like myself. Even when, yeah, exactly. Like you look best when you're just who you are going to be to your community, showing up on camera all the time. So I don't know. I think that, it can be, yeah, it can go the wrong way, in my opinion. It kind of removes a lot of the authenticity. Theme Park Lives, very challenging being on the go all the time. Do you know Lou Mangello? But I'm having fun, so are the viewers. Fantastic, I love it. Lou Mangello does a lot of on the go at Disney parks. He is the master of making sure, like, I mean, he does it pretty raw too. So yeah. Okay, let's stop talking about makeup. Unless you have other questions about makeup, I'm happy to talk about that as well. Alfonso just purchased the Elgato 4K Camlink capture card. Congrats. However, I can't get full screen. Oh, okay, hold on. Alfonso, if I understand correctly, are you still here? Let me know in the comments. Alfonso, if your Canon camera is in 4K, it is going to crop depending on which camera you have. If you've been using one of the recommended mirrorless cameras, going into 4K is going to crop that image. That may be what you're talking about. If not, I would need to know a little bit more about your setup. Which camera do you have? What software are you using? And when you say you're not getting the full screen, do you mean you see something on the camera screen itself and in your software on your videos, it's not showing what you see behind the screen? Let me know. Okay. Oh, nice. Awesome. I guess I need to add a makeup kit to my website. That's hilarious. Yeah, so the full frames are going to be more expensive. This is why I don't really like talk about them as much, right? In fact, Renee, who was here earlier, I don't know if he's still here, he just posted a video on his channel. Mary! Oh, I turned down the volume, sorry.
Scanning. Username accepted. Welcome. Shutting down.
Whoa.
Security breach. Scanning. Username accepted. Welcome.
Marcus.
Shutting down.
Gifted 5 memberships. Welcome, Rudy, Top News, Mary, Floyd, Brian, and Imad Apple. Oh wait, sorry, not sorry. Is this this is the 30 millimeter lens? Yes, Ahmad. Okay. Welcome to the memberships. But I was just gonna mention, so Renee just posted like a desk setup video, workstation setup video, and he's using like a full frame, like he's using a fancy camera. Like if you're gonna, there's not a lot of reason to invest in those fancier cameras or the full frame unless you really do want to go 4K and you don't want a cropped image. But yeah, that's something to consider. Okay. Mystic Parks, YouTube Raid has changed since launch. Hope you cover it again sometime soon. How has it changed? It changed slightly, ever so slightly, as far as I know. Was there some other big update that I've missed? It got a little easier since I covered it originally. Thanks, guys. Thanks, John. Everybody seems to like the glasses today. So, yeah, happy to talk through Raid if you want to talk about it. It hasn't changed dramatically from what I've seen. It got maybe a little easier in terms of the fact that you didn't have to like approve people to raid you. That's really all that I've seen. So let me know if there's something specific that you would like me to cover. I don't always do like updated videos just for slight changes, but I could. Do y'all want a raid video? I mean, I've got a lot of videos to make right now. I'm so freaking far behind. Abby's on the move. Hi, Abs. Hi, baby. And he speaks. We're working on it. Keep sending feedback. Okay. First. That's awesome. David is always late. Now, come on. It's okay if you don't make an update right now. Wait for a big update. Okay, sounds good. I look forward to hearing what updates are coming, but it's not taking off. Okay, let's talk about Raid for a second before I keep going to other. When it first came out, obviously, it's not even Raid, y'all. It's called YouTube Redirect, which is probably part of the reason why it's not taking off, because everybody calls it Raid. This is the reason why it's not taking off, outside of the name joke. This is why it's not taking off. It is difficult for discovery, like the whole process of redirecting, rating is very difficult when you don't already know who to send your audience to. That's what I love about the Twitch platform and how they work with Raid, is that it's very, very easy for discovery. YouTube Live is not very good at discovery from that perspective. And I don't want you to take my words out of context. I mean, for rating, they do have a whole live page for discovery. That could use some work. But this is why it's not taking off, because you have to go through this whole process, and you don't really see random channels that don't necessarily like fit with your audience, right? And so you can't go into Raid and say, or Redirect and say, like, find other tech channels, find other this channel, like find other categories. And so it's like, if you know somebody who's going to be live at that time, cool, you can do it. But I don't use it because of that as well. So, also Twitch streamers are on longer average. It's easier to find somebody, it's also easy to find somebody who's not wrapping up. Right? Okay. Thank you, Renee. Appreciate you. Okay. YouTube. What do you mean by this? Now, hold on. YouTube tech is kind of dying. Do you mean TechTube? Like all the tech channels? If that's what you mean, let's talk about that. Raid Light. Raid Light, yes. YouTube live redirect because we are so very cool. Oh my God. Okay. Oh, you do mean that. Okay. I think okay. I know I keep pointing to Renee right now today, but he also did a Twitter thread. Renee, oh, I don't know if you have permission to post a link, but I I think what Renee was saying was it was not, if I remember correctly, it's not that TechTube is dying. It's that we're basically, and then like every time that you hit this shit, like this iterative state of technology, and when I was covering tech generally, I saw this over and over and over, right? Tech goes through these phases of iterative improvement and then innovation cycles. And when you're not in an innovation cycle, it's kind of boring, which means that also the tech channels kind of stall out a little bit, because there's not that need from the viewer perspective to really like, oh my God, all the tech, like, oh my God, like foldable screens, oh my God, iPhone, right? Like there were these innovative moments, or always innovative moments in the tech world. But also there's a lot more people creating content, technology content on the tech tube. So there's a lot of competition. It's also just not very exciting right now from my perspective, at least. So, yeah. Okay. Sure. um, just redirect. Renee doesn't go live. I can't. Phones are very mature at this point. Exactly, right? Some tech channels made videos on the loss of traction. The tech channels are always making videos on loss of traction. But that's not just the tech. It's not TechTube. It's like literally everybody complains about loss of traction. There's and I always say, like, okay, let's take my channel for instance, right? Y'all know I haven't been very consistent lately. Let's just call it what it is. Working on it. This year has been insane. My coach asked me yesterday. Was it yesterday? No, earlier. I think I talked to him on Wednesday. One of my business coaches asked me, Luria, what was your year? What was your word at the beginning of this year? And I said, I think it was unstoppable. I can't remember if that was last year or this year. For some reason, I've lost my word of the year. Like I always set a word, but this year has been so freaking weird in so many ways that I just kind of lost sight of what that was. But I was like, I think my word was unstoppable. And he was like, oh, okay. You subconsciously put all of this on yourself. It was kind of joking, but at the same time, it was like, oh, you got to prove to yourself that you're unstoppable through some pretty weird stuff going on in your life, right? Yeah, that tracks. So I was like, what? I put myself in the hospital for emergency surgery? Come on now. I got to prove I'm unstoppable through thick and thin. But anyway, this is true. I haven't stopped even with all the crazy stuff. So my whole point, that was a tangent. My whole point was, it's been a weird year. I haven't been very consistent. My channel is not growing very fast because I haven't been consistent. Y'all, like we have to take this into consideration, right? Now, you can go a while. If you have evergreen content, you can go a bit of time before that effect really starts to stall out for you. But at some point, you got to pick back up, and I haven't. And I am going to be shooting some videos this weekend. I'm I'm coming back to y'all, coming back hard. But I gotta say, when it comes to loss of traction and when it comes to people complaining about views being lower and all of that, it boils down to you. Let's not blame the algorithms. Let's not blame YouTube or Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or LinkedIn. I guess I can throw in. I gotta get good at LinkedIn too. Darn it. Anyway, that was a total tangent as well. It's you. Maybe you're not being consistent. Maybe you're not being innovative in the videos that you're creating. Maybe your audience is kind of stalling out in terms of being interested in the way you're covering your content. What can you do to make the viewers happy? When you make the viewers happy, we've talked about this before, you're going to perform. And it also doesn't necessarily matter that you have all the views or all the subscribers. Subscribers don't really even count these days in terms of the algorithm, as far as I'm being able to tell. And so, like, let's look at ourselves. Let's control. And when you do, that gives you the control back, right? Like, we can blame everybody around us, but when we take control over the things that we can control, which is the way we create our videos, the amount that we put out, the quality of which we put out, when we control those things, we have more empowerment and agency to be able to make better results. So, tangent, rant. Are y'all sick of me hearing me say that? Are y'all sick of me at this point? If you're not focusing on the things you can control, it will lead to nothing. Yes, I fully agree with this as well. Unless you're a shorts only channel. Even then, quality matters. Okay, next question. Jason. I know I'm behind. If you guys have questions, just put Q in front of it. Yes, you're sick of me? Thanks, Anthony. Appreciate you. We really do need to adopt a better metric for determining our value. 1000%. Okay, good. Apparently y'all aren't sick of me. Subs are important for monetization and plaques. Subs do have an importance. Let's call it what it is, right? They do. Okay, good. Subs, subs to 1,000 matter. Or 4,000. But subs matter from credibility, to be honest. That is a real thing. Unfortunately, until the world as a whole, sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. I'm finding myself still getting a little tired very quickly. And I'm so frustrated with that. They told me for 2 weeks I would feel more tired than normal. And I'm like, I got this. No. And then I had to cancel a meeting yesterday or Wednesday or something because I was like, I'm pooped. I need a nap. It's nap time. But anyway, until the world as a whole changes the way we think about numbers and vanity metrics, which is going to take quite a long time for the whole thing, for the whole world to change, then it does add credibility to the factor, but it also, you can make a lot of money without like huge numbers too. So tired streams feel very relaxed and cozy. Good. Let's all after this, I'm gonna raid to a nap. Yes. Okay. Thank you, Paul. Okay, next question. I appreciate how nice you guys are to me. I love you. Jason, best way to situate a camera for streaming when you have a larger curved monitor, placement below, above, shooting down. Cameras should always be eye level. I don't like it when you're gonna, so your monitor, if you have a big monitor, I would put that on the side, because that big monitor is going to make that camera come up and then point down at you, and it can be a weird angle. So I would suggest that you place the camera where it needs to be, eye level. And then this one is ever so slightly above, although I'm sitting today, so usually it's eye level when I'm standing. But I decided to be lazy today. Redirect to the couch. Yeah, we're gonna redirect to the couch. If you have a big curved monitor, put that on the side. I would show you my behind the scenes camera, but I did not make my bed this morning. I should have done that. I'm not allowed to lift more than 10 pounds right now, so I can't put my bed up. But yeah, I have a whole behind the scenes video. Take a look at where my curved monitor is. I have one right off to the side, and so I'm looking at that. That's my screen share. And then I have comments over here, and then I have another monitor over here. So yeah, priority camera placement. And then what you can do is, if you're looking, so right now I have the preview window on a teleprompter, so I can see what's going on screen all the time. I don't have to look off to the monitor to control things. I do if I want to adjust something or push a comment or something like that. But my teleprompter displays the actual live feed, and that allows me to know when Paul's messing with me with graphics, because he sometimes does. By the way, speaking of Paul, he should be like, let me know if there's like a pinned merch, new like merch thing. He was gonna mess with like pinning the merch shelf or pinning a highlighted feature or like things like that. Does that change? Has that changed throughout this? But yeah, anyway, let me know. So first priority, camera. Second priority, monitor. Pro tip, teleprompter in front of the camera so you can see exactly what's going on. Oh, YouTube, come on. Okay, never mind. I guess we're not playing with our pinning today. Novice, could you pick up where you last left off live on the live stream the last time? Were you talking about at the beginning, where you were talking about at the beginning, just focusing on action and overthinking? I can't claim to remember my train of thought 3 weeks ago. But if I remember correctly, you had asked, like, what should you not do, or what biggest mistakes when you're just starting out, like, and what you should be focusing on. And I was saying, apparently, people overthink, and that I just want. I'm a big believer on action. So I revamped our entire accelerator program to focus on action, because that's what our students are seeing results, is not when they learn. It's when they take action, and continue to take action, right? And so at the very beginning stages, when you're just creating content, I was just having this conversation yesterday, actually, it's very easy to learn a lot, to go to all of the channels that are telling you this is the way to grow, and just try all of the things. And there's some level of that is okay and beneficial. And what I see so often is that you go too far with it, right? When you're just starting, because you think that there's this one magic thing that's going to lead to big results, when it's really just about taking consistent action. It's about getting out of your own freaking way and learning by experimentation. You are not going to know. Okay, I take this for instance. Every content creator who has been at this for a year or more will tell you we don't have a clue what videos are going to hit. There's no level of, I've been doing this for 17 years, and I can say with confidence that I do not know which videos will perform. I can guess based off of past data. I can put a lot of effort into my quality. I can do all of the right things. And one video that I think is just going to bomb because I didn't put enough work in, or because I don't know that the topic is right, or whatever, that video is going to hit way beyond the other videos, right? Like we have guesses, we have educated guesses, but time and time and time again, you're going to do something that is going to go against what you can guess at, whatever. And it's going to surprise you. And you're going to be like, why did that work? Right? So the reason I say that, and literally every content creator will say that, is that we can guess, we can put all of the right efforts in, and sometimes you've just got to experiment. Sometimes you've just got to do things that will that will maybe surprise you one day. So anyway, that's I don't know. Is there anywhere else you want me to take that, novice? Let me know. But yeah, I think at the very beginning, it's about doing, it's about taking action. It's about, yeah, well said. Do the best you can. When you learn how to do it better, then you'll be doing better. It's about just consistent action, experimentation, and just putting the work in. Yes. Taking action is everybody's biggest challenge. Don't get me wrong. When was the last time I recorded a video? Oh yeah, before surgery, right? Oh yeah, that. Experimenting is fun, and while a channel is still small, it has literally no disadvantage. Exactly, right? I mean, so there's a lot of benefit in a small channel to doing a lot of research. But I don't want you to over research either. And there's a delicate balance there, right? You should kind of be aware of what is working out there in your industry or your topic. There's a lot of benefit to absorbing what other people are doing. And that's honestly something I need to do even better myself. But yeah. There's the balance. So you just always want to kind of consider, where are you? How much time are you spending action versus learning or research? Joanne, I've been searching for some way to use a remote control option to switch between a Canon camcorder and a Canon M50 Mark II during StreamYard or video recording. Joanne, I don't want you to, so you're looking for a hardware solution. In order to get that, you're going to spend more than you need to. You could just use a software option. Now, StreamYard, I'm trying to think right now if StreamYard hotkeys cover, hold on. I'm not going to be able to get logged into StreamYard. They require a whole authentication thing. I can't remember if StreamYard hotkeys will allow for camera switches. I don't think, well, I know, actually, sorry. Hold on, I'm thinking of Wave. Wave can do multiple cameras. So, Joanne, your best bet, without spending a fortune on hardware, is going to be to go to Ecamm or vMix, and just use, like, you could use a Stream Deck at that point, right? Or you could literally just use the keyboard hotkeys, and that will allow you to switch between cameras. So, or different scenes. And so the StreamYard, like that's an example of where StreamYard or browser-based platforms are going to be less capable, and why they're a level 2 versus the level 3 for Ecamm and vMix. So Joanne, how does that sound to you? Does that sound like something that you're willing to do? We do have on our website a quick start guide for both, for OBS. You could do this with OBS as well. That's free. For OBS, we have Ecamm and we have vMix quick start trainings. That means they're not we don't go as in depth into all of the advanced stuff, and that those quick starts are built to just get you set up, get you started with the software super easily, super quickly. So I would suggest that as well. Oh, well, thank you, Rick. I just want to say thank you for the videos. I chose a lot of the gear. Awesome. I love that that has been helpful. We do have a gear, like a personalized shopping list for you guys. I don't have my button programmed for that, but at livestreamingpros.com/gear, if you're curious about the gear that you should use, then you can get a totally free personalized shopping list for the type of videos that you're trying to create. You just need to answer a few questions, spend like 30-60 seconds answering those questions, get your list. Whoa, why? I need to hear. Why did OBS overtake vMix? Are you not doing a whole lot of complicated stuff or what? Talk to me. Okay. Yes, Kathy. So I'm using the 30mm lens right now, but I don't remember which lens we put. It depends on what, like, do you have two cameras, or two people? Do you have, a single person? It depends on what you want in the background. So if you remember my old lens, the 16mm, you saw like the bathroom door over there. You saw the edge of the couch over here. So you see a lot more with the 16mm. If y'all have not watched the video I have on this channel that actually shows you 3 different lenses, and I just give you a visual, like side by side, these are what these lenses do. Because my whole goal for you is to not make you like learn all of the technology behind lenses and understand why 16mm, what's the difference between 16 and 30. Like, all you need to know is the visual of what it crops and what that, removes or adds into the picture. So that video is on this channel and people have found that super, super helpful. So if you're trying to think about lenses and which one is right for you and the background that you have, highly suggest that. I love this comment so much. I've managed to ignore most of your advice. Yay, great. What a girl wants to hear. I'm just teasing you, James. I love this comment so much because you are keeping it low tech. And if that's where you are, like in your journey, then I celebrate you for that, and making sure that you're not buying into gas syndrome, gear acquisition syndrome, and buying all of the stuff when what we see is most people who buy all of the stuff, they're not creating content because they're trying to get all the tech set up, or they kind of use it as a procrastination tool. So I appreciate that. Oh, okay. I'm so glad that you will be back. I cannot wait to hang out with you again. Awesome. Thank you for being here. I did follow your advice on setting up my space. Okay, good. Phew. At least you followed something. I mean, at least I did something for you. Okay, next question. Reza, do you live on PC or Mac? I'm a Mac girl. Hi, I'm Luria. I almost said Callie. Wow. Y'all. I literally almost just said, hi, I'm Callie. If you know, you know. I'm a Mac girl through and through, but we also support those of you who are PC users as well. I will try and convert you, but no. Kathleen, your tech coach here. No, I meant Callie Lewis. I was about to introduce myself as Callie Lewis. Yeah. Anyway, forget what I was going to say. Okay. Answered that. I've done Jonas. I've done 9 streams, and I'm realizing that even though I think ego is a big enemy in your career in general, I feel you need to have it to become a streamer and be comfortable with it. This is a great question. Jonas, are you still here? Will you type yes in the comments, please? What do you think about ego and streaming, and how do you keep it balanced? What a wonderful question. Isn't this a great question, y'all? Okay, I am just seeing if Jonas is still here. Jonas is still here. Great. Okay, let's talk about ego first, and then I'm going to tackle the balance. I'm going to go over time. Is it okay if I spend a little extra time with you guys right now? Ego. We all have it. We all have ego, right? Like that's when you feel jealous of somebody, when you have imposter syndrome, when you hate on yourself, right? When you think you're not good at something, all of that is ego. So when you say, I think you need to have it in order to be good at streaming and comfortable with streaming, I'm going to challenge you on that a little bit. I think that what you're really getting at is that you need to think you need to think about, you need to have, what you're trying to say is you need to have like a little bit of ego in the sense that you think great about yourself. And what I hear you saying is that that's a negative thing, but you feel like you have to have this negative thing in order to be good at streaming and comfortable being in front of the camera. My challenge to you is to say, okay, we all have ego. That is a human trait. Nobody gets through life without an ego. That's core to who we are. The scale of ego is what matters, right? And so we have on the kind of like the hatred side, right? There's too much like hatred and shame on that ego scale. In the middle is where you have a healthy amount of ego, where you can be confident in yourself, and it doesn't go to the other end of that spectrum, which is too much ego. You think so much about yourself that you just think you're the world's gift, right? Like you just like everybody should love you, right? So we have that scale of ego, but literally everybody is somewhere on that scale. I don't believe, Jonas, I've ever seen you in Lita. Have you ever taken my Lita challenge? That's not going to come around for another year, but I do actually have a short version of this, and that's if you I don't have a call to action for this. Can we post the my Nebula link? There's we have a discount for you, and on Nebula, so this is a streaming platform. We release content a little early sometimes, but it has a whole bunch of creators that post content there, some exclusive content as well. I have a class, a Nebula class on that platform that it actually speaks to this quite effectively. And so I would highly suggest you take that class. It's basically about an hour's worth of time. It's super, super easy to go through, but it will really get you thinking differently about your question. I don't think that you need to be, I'm trying to be careful on how I word this because I don't want it taken out of context. I don't think that you need to be full of yourself in order to stream and be good at it. I think across the board, my community here would say, I'm confident but not egotistical, right? In that negative sense. Would anybody here, feel free to speak up. You're not going to get banned. Would anybody here say that you think I'm like full of ego and that I think too much of myself? Let me know. Confidence is what is built by doing. And so when you are starting to stream and when you're starting to be in front of the camera, it is very, very normal to be very uncomfortable. And so there is, that's not out of the realm of what I would expect, right? And so if you already have that confidence because you, like most people who, sorry, let me rephrase this. Most people who start video or streaming and feel immediately confident are those people, and this isn't true like across the board, but generally, stereotypically speaking, are those people that are in real life like more egotistical, right? And that on that other side of the scale. And you know, people are saying I'm full of confidence, right? You have to believe you have something of value to the others, yes, but you don't have to be like, I'm the best there is. You know, everybody is saying like, yeah, I have confidence, but I'm not egotistical. And so I just want to put that into perspective for you. But you're not going to gain confidence until you do, right? You've got to do, and you've got to do it again, and you've got to do it again. And that is what's going to build the confidence. I want you to be confident in who you are when you show up on camera. And part of that is that class that I told you about. Would love for you to take that class. I think it would change your whole mindset, and give you some tools to be able to have that confidence in you. But in front of the camera, we just like riding a bike, you're not confident riding a bike until you do it and fall down a bunch of times. And so that's not to scare you away. It's just to say we don't gain confidence as human beings in anything we do until we do over and over and over. So I hope that answers your question. I would love to hear from you, Jonas, on that. And how do you keep it in balance? That's the next part of this question. You keep it in balance by just making sure that you focus on the work that you're there to do. So, you know, once we start gaining confidence, what can happen is that we start focusing on vanity metrics like subscriber counts or how many people are showing up to our streams. We find that we take pride in the comments that are people telling us, oh my gosh, you're amazing, right? And then we start to, what can happen is that you start to, your whole being, your whole confidence, your whole value system then becomes based on those comments. So when you get a negative comment, that can tear you down much more than it should. So you have to learn to stay in balance with yourself, and that looks different for everybody. For me, I focus on people. I focus on individuals, on getting to know my community as individual people and human beings. And I also stay in touch with my mission. Why am I showing up here? To support you, to empower you to be able to send your message out to the world. That is my whole purpose in life, is to empower you, to show you how amazing you are so that you can go do amazing things in this world. If I stay focused on that, then I can allow myself to stay centered and not allow that ego to get out of hand, right? Or that that value system out of hand. So that's how I look at it. I think that it's okay. It's okay to take pride in the fact that people love your work. Um, and it doesn't have to mean that you are nothing without it. Does that help? Yeah, you are very welcome, Jonas. Feel free to reach out to me, support@livestreamingpros.com if you have any other if you're I feel like that was such a deep question that I just want to like offer my support to you, Jonas. Okay? All right. Oh, this is a great question. Did I have a phase with too much ego during your early success? I think I did exactly what I just described. I think that I started so in my early days, I had very quick rise to success, right? So like I started December 23rd, 2005, put my first video out there, immediately had 2,000 viewers, which was a huge, like that's like a million today, right? Like huge then. Immediately had that. 5 months later, I was quitting my day job to do it full time because of the momentum that I built like immediately. And then I was asked to co-host a TV show with Leo Laporte, and like I was being featured on all of the MSNBCs and CNN and like all of BCs. Did an exclusive series on BBC, and like there was just like all of this amazing stuff happening. I was speaking on stages like after Jay Leno, for instance. Like all of these things were just like exploding for me. I don't think I have it in me, to be honest, to like go to that other side of the scale. Just not who I am. But I think that what happened for me was what happens to a lot of people, is that we start to take value, we start to place our self-worth, and this is where I wound up, my self-worth was the comments, was the opportunities, was all of the good things. And so when then I lost 2 million followers, quite literally, right, because of my blow up, then when I lost all that I had built, it took me years. And I didn't get rid of the shame of that until last year, of that loss. And that was what? 6, 7, 18, 19, 20, 20. That was like 8 years later. I spent 8 years in shame over that. And I had to work really hard to place my self-value and my self-worth in other ways of my internal, not the external. So yeah, it's great. That's a great question. Great question. I like this conversation. She's obviously really grounded, never saw much ego. Thank you, Dave. Yeah, and I think that all of this conversation is based in self-awareness. I think we have to just learn to be self-aware more. That's my personal journey that I've, had to really tap into. And with that, everything else becomes so, not necessarily easier, but clearer for sure. Oh, thank you, Mary. Okay, yes, you can ask tech questions. Absolutely. I know we kind of went, we were talking tech, but we went kind of like on a bit of a different tangent there. But I love all conversation that you want to have with me. Okay, I'm just looking for the bonus time. You are very welcome, Whit. Oh, happy birthday, Mike's son. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Okay, let's see. Back to questions. I'm gonna go through. Okay, final. I'm just gonna take 5 minutes and like bust through these next questions so I don't leave y'all hanging. Matt, Awesome Wood Things. What collaboration system or tool does LSP use to Palm forecast content to plan forecast content. I think I need a team. I also love Notion. You don't need a team. I'm currently actually the one doing the majority of this work. You know, all the videos that I'm shooting. Yeah, so we use Trello to plan out and track the content through from idea stage to publication. So if you love Notion, use Notion. I think it's really more in that ideas stage that you need to kind of have some self-discipline in making sure that you're doing the right content for that. And so as an example, I recently posted and emailed my list asking like, what issues are you having? I'm about to do some videos.
Scanning. Username accepted.
Oh, thank you, Anthony. Welcome to the membership. Appreciate you. Okay. Sammy, what are your thoughts? If you want to, I mean, I don't know. I'm not a big, hugest fan of them, but I know that a lot of people are. So, I mean, you could always return it if you don't like it. Marcus, did you have, oh, I answered that question. Rick, I use two main lenses, 30 and 16 millimeter Sigma lenses. One is a bit short and the other is a bit wide. What's a good medium for having a green screen behind you? The green screen, unless you're getting an ultra wide green screen, you're going to want to go with the 30 millimeter likely. Otherwise, you're going to have to crop inside of the software. Again, and if you're using any standard green screen like the Elgato one that comes up and has a stand with it, if you're using any green screen that comes from Amazon, unless you're like really getting a paper roll green screen and you go for the extra wide, go with the 30 millimeter lens. It will save you from having to crop inside of software, which will then lower the quality of your output for sure. Yeah, 56 is very close. 56 I only use if I'm far away from the camera. So if I have a camera that's set, 8 to 12 feet away, then I might use the 56. But outside of that, I wouldn't use that for a green screen for sure. Okay. Yes, good point. You have to light. The more green screen you get, the more you have to light it, and that's annoying. You're very welcome, Rick. Is there an internal routine I have or any personal practices that I do to keep myself feeling grounded? Great question. So one, I go to therapy. Just gonna call it like it is. That has been the best decision I have ever made in my entire life. A good therapist, not just any therapist. And we do some different kind of work that isn't just talking to get me to go further faster. So there's that. So I stay grounded by staying self-aware. And y'all, I just have to say this. So my therapist is currently on maternity leave, and so I won't see her for a few more months. And so I actually started my personal YouTube channel, kind of as a method of staying self-aware and having those conversations, but with you instead of my therapist. And so that that was just that's been super helpful. And I need to do a new video. I kind of got distracted with the whole surgery thing, but new video I will work on soon, probably this weekend. Okay. So that's number one, is staying self-aware, making sure I'm always having that conversation. I have a few close friends that we have philosophical discussions, right? And constant conversation around thinking through certain things and, seeing different perspectives. So that's a really important value in my life, is to have those conversations with a few close friends that I can dive into different conversations. And Thank you, Anthony. You are so sweet. Thanks for being you with hearts popping out of his eyes. Aw, love that. Okay, James, thank you. No worries. Okay. Okay. So the other thing that I do routine wise is I have a very clear vision of why I'm doing this, what is coming in 3 years out. So like my 3-year vision is very clear to me, and I spend time every year going through that, revamping it, looking at what's changed in my own desires and what's changed in the physical world that I live in terms of like capabilities to reach that vision. So I reset that every single year. Quarterly, I also tap into that vision, and I meditate, if you will, on why. Like I do this very regularly, not maybe on a daily basis, but quarterly I have that time set aside to really allow myself to sit in my future vision and the reason why I do these videos, the reason why I show up for you every single week, and the reason why I have the product line that I have to be able to support you. And so that's a really, really important kind of part of my routine. And yeah, like when I'm sitting out by the water, just being quiet, I often think about that. I often think about you, really, and why I'm here to do what I do. So I think that that's really important. Larry is out paddleboarding with whales. Wait, what? Where is Larry? I just see a mild-mannered report. What? What did I do? I'm so confused. Oh, you laughed. Oh, you laughed. You missed a whole in-depth discussion, Renee. Callie is on vacation. I should have told you guys up front. I'm so sorry. I totally missed out on telling you that at the beginning. I was planning on it, so I apologize. Yeah, no, we've been in a very philosophical, deep discussion today. But yeah, how do I map out my my mission, vision, and values? Great questions, Rick. Rick, so inside of Accelerator Program, this is actually something that we kind of support our students doing. But the person that I learned it from is Michael Hyatt. So Michael Hyatt, who's actually going to be joining us for our eCam sessions on Zoom coming up next month. If you don't know him, if you go to fullfocus.co, not .com, CO. So fullfocus.co, you'll find him. And he has courses, and I don't know if they're live or if you can get them at any time, but yeah, so I learned everything I know about setting my mission, vision, and values, and all of the things that kind of are core to everything that we've been talking about. I learned from him, so I would highly, highly, highly recommend his stuff. He has a book called Living Forward. If you are not religious, you do need to kind of mentally remove some of the stuff. But Living Forward literally changed my entire existence. That one book changed my world because it's about being intentional in your life and not just going with the way that the world is going to take you. So yeah, that's that's how I learned. I was Living Forward, and then everything that Michael Hyatt offers on that side of things will do you great justice. Will do you great work. Okay, my Clark Kent look on today. That's funny. Oh gosh, I don't know yet. I don't know. Okay, so if you don't know, I'm going to be in Boston in October. This is a pretty cool thing. I am so going to be Greg, if you're watching, I'm not going to be ready for our meeting at 12, just so you know. So in October, I'm hopefully going to 2 different things. Like first week is eCam camp. I'm going to be a eCam camp counselor. They're doing this whole cool thing. It's like not a conference, but it's a hangout session and where you are going to like get hands-on and learn. So eCam camp is coming up. They announced that while I was recovering, and so I don't know that I've promoted it yet, so I need to do that. But this is going to be a super fun 3-day event. I'm going to be one of the group's counselors. A lot of the friends that you've seen around our world, you'll get to see there. And that means that I will be helping you to engage and learn and get everything that you need from the week. And I will be responsible for making sure that you have a great time. So a lot of self-responsibility here. But I'm so looking forward to that. I do not know if Callie's going to be joining us for that event or not. Typically, I do take her to conferences, but her job tends to be more in the like, go learn all the things, go to the sessions while I hang out and talk to people. But she does a lot of that as well. But yeah, I don't know. It's a different kind of event, so I haven't made any decisions on if Callie's gonna. But I would love for her to. I think she would like have so much fun. But business-wise, I got to make sure that there's a reason for it. Yes, Michael is spectacular. You're liking the basic idea. Fantastic. Yeah. At least I know Superman. Now, come on. I'm not that bad. I don't know what 7 Habits is. I don't. Sorry about that. Is Doc Rock going to be there manning the fire pit with a katana? I don't know if he's going to have a katana. He will be there. I'm pretty sure of it. Let's sing Kumbaya. Oh my gosh, Marcus, are you going to come to eCam camp? Yes, you totally should. Yes. Melissa, sounds so fun. It's going to be, this is such a different type of event that I'm just like, I can't wait to see like how this goes. I love eCam. Set up the studio for the podcast I'm on is exactly what we needed. Fantastic. I imagine we're going to have spooky stories around the campfire, some s'mores. I mean, I don't know for sure. I'm not in charge of planning it. I haven't seen that on the menu, but I don't know. I would be shocked if we didn't have something like that. Hello, Hyde. Nice to see you. Emergency surgery. Oh my gosh, you're so far behind. Yeah. Check out my Facebook profile. All the details are there. I'm blurry. You can't hear me? Yeah, the spooky stories. Boston is a cool city. I've not spent a lot of time there, but I have been in surrounding cities, I think. Anyone planning on going should book now. The other day. Oh, there are only 30 spots left. Okay, y'all, I need to share that. Oh, so far behind. Oh, got it, Stan. Okay, yeah. When is VMix camp? We'll have to go to Australia for it, right? I should ask Tim if he's planning on a VMix camp. Suggestions, classes for doing good interviews. Rick. I am currently trying to remember. I don't think we have that publicly available for sale. It is a course that I have created in the past. It is currently wrapped up into my accelerator program, and we don't sell that separately. Do we have any free content around interviews on this channel? Probably. If you want to search this channel for interviews, that just use that keyword, you'll probably find some older content around that. If that's something that you guys would be interested in, I could absolutely do some content around interviews and how to be a good host and all of that. Let me know. Yes? No? Do you want me to wrap that into my next set of videos? You're just now joining. I usually wear contacts. You were here you were the first one here in the waiting room, and you didn't join for the show? Why didn't they call it eCamp? Dude, I don't know. That is such a good question. That would have been great. Really. Enjoyed this while planting my garden. Yay! OBS camp would be free. True. Everything is for sale for the right price. It's actually a really good program I had created, but I created it in like 2018, and so it's just like it's old branding and it's old old all the stuff, but it's all very, very valuable information. We just haven't published that for sale really separately in a long, long time. If you email support@livestreamingpros.com, I can talk to you about it, but yeah, we just email me. I'll make sure you have you have all the information you need. Okay, you want stuff about. Yes, we do talk. Oh, wait, making a background for my eCam interviews? No, so Accelerator program is less about tech, even though we have tech support for you, and more about creating authentic content that is going to help you capture and communicate with an audience and a community and build up this loyal community that then you can also build a business from. That's what Accelerator program is mostly about. We do have tech support and help in there as well. Videos on interviewing would be great. Okay. Oh, hey, we have a whole apparently we have some videos there. Your tech coach posted that as well. Okay. I am so late. I love hanging out with you. We went extra long because of who was that? Was that Rick who asked that one question? No, that was Jonas that started that. Jonas started the whole conversation that went way deep, way deep. Okay. Yay! So glad. I'm so glad that you're enjoying it. All right. Okay. Yeah, new merch. I knew I was supposed to tell you something. New merch, because you asked. I guess my team got bored while I was recovering from surgery, and they finally updated the site. So I'm thrilled to hang out with you again. I'm thrilled to be better and on the mend, and let's not do that again. 2 surgeries in 10 months. Not doing that again. All right. Then it went real off the rails after that, right, Rick? Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. We have updated credits. Put those dancing shoes on right now because we're about to roll those beautiful bean credits and we're going to dance this baby out together. Don't go away. Remember, I don't know. I was going to come up with some kind of crazy, awesome, deep thought to exit us out, and then I failed miserably. So we'll just go with dancing. Bye. Love you guys.
Honey, I got what you want. Give me all of your love, 'cause it's burning hot. It's what you do to me, babe, I can guarantee. Honey, I got what you need.
Oh, I'm not muted. I'm glad.
I want your eyes all on me.